Greetings everybody! Do you know about that game where you run across the rooftops and you climb walls and then you jump down, and as long as you jump down into a hay bale, you don't take damage? I'm talking, of course, about Minecraft. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time again for You Requested It. This time, viewer Alex is making a map and he wants hay bales that break the fall of players. So we're going to do that. It's going to be a bit more complicated than our previous You Requested It, but not so complicated we can't make it all on camera. So, we're going to start by giving ourselves a command block, and of course we're going to grab a redstone block as well. We're going to be making a clock here, and we'll use this as our testing ground. First thing is we're going to do game rule command block output false, so we don't get spammed. Now, we want to find the positive X direction, which is this direction, and we're going to set up a clock in that direction. So let's use this as our base. And this is going to be a set block clock. And so that means set block, an offset of 1 from here. We're going to set a stone block, and then in the other one we're going to have a set block and an offset of -1 from here, and it's going to be a redstone block. Now, kick that off and we have a set block clock. This redstone block will be set 20 times a second every tick, and we have 4 spaces around it that we can use to run command blocks every tick. And that's going to be just enough. So, we need one more thing before we start, and it's going to be a scoreboard. So we're going to go to scoreboard objectives, add hey dummy. And then while we're at it, let's do scoreboard objectives, set display sidebar hey, so we can see what's going on. For our first command, we're going to do scoreboard players set at a hey 0. We're going to set everybody's score to 0, but we're going to require a tag to be set, and that tag is going to be on ground. On ground tells us whenever somebody is not in the air. So whenever you're on the ground, that has a value of 1, and it's a byte, so we're going to set it to 1b. That means your hay score is going to get set to 0. I'm currently flying, so my score is not set, but if I drop down, my score gets set to 0. Now, top block is going to execute next. What we're going to do is we're going to detect if you're falling towards a hay block, and we're going to do that by using an execute detect command chain. So execute at a, everybody who is above a hay block, and we're going to do 3 blocks down, because falling 3 blocks in Minecraft is what gives you damage. And that's going to be a Minecraft hey underscore block of any type, which is -1. Now, we don't want to do this if you're just walking around on top of a hay bale with several stacked hay blocks. So we're going to chain on another execute command. And this one is going to be for @p, and that means the closest player. So the first one is for every player, and the second one is for the closest player. But this second one will execute for every player that passed this first detection test. And this @p is actually going to detect the closest player to that execution. So it's going to be every single player that passed the first one. Again, we're going to execute at their position and do detect. And this time we're just going to use -2 to get the block above the hay block. And we're looking for Minecraft air of any type. For those players, we're going to do scoreboard players add @p, which matches the same player again, hey 1. Now, what this means is if I'm falling towards this hay, at some point my score will start counting up. But then if I land on it, it goes to 0 again. 2 more commands to go. Looking in the positive Z direction, this is the first one, and we're going to simply take this command, copy it, paste it in here, and replace the 3 with a 4, and the 2 with a 3. The reason we're doing this is you can actually fall fast enough for a set block clock to not trigger once if you're while you pass these blocks. So we detect 2 blocks instead. 1 block remaining, and it's going to do the actual work. We're going to use an effect command, and the effect is going to apply to @a score hey equals 1. So anybody with a score of at most 1 in the hay scoreboard, and score hay min equals 1. So anybody who has a score of exactly 1, at least and at most 1. The effect we're going to give them is resistance. It's going to last for 1 second. And then falling off a 4-high cliff in Minecraft takes just above 0.5 seconds to hit the ground. So that's going to be enough to absorb the damage, and we're going to use an amplifier of 5, which will soak up all the damage from the fall, and then we're going to set it true to hide the particles. Now, if I do game mode 0 to put myself into survival mode and drop onto this hay, you see I take no damage. And that was a high enough fall that I would normally take damage. So let's climb back up here. And just to prove a point, jump next to the hay. So that gives me damage, but if I land on the hay, I don't take any damage at all. And that is how you implement hay bales breaking your fall from the game as Minecraft. I hope you found the video interesting, and I hope Alex manages to make a truly epic map. If you have any requests of your own, please make sure to leave a comment on this video and suggest something, and I might just make it for the next You Requested It video. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.